Hi, tribe, and hi, potential tribe members. Welcome to the community. Y'all, it's been an energy shift. I'm not going to ramble, but I feel it. And I think some of you feel it too. So, as always, we're going to let the divine guide this reading. It's your job to have discernment as to what is for you, the reason why you were called to the video. You see what I'm saying? I am just a messenger. So we're going to start with the singing bowl. Then we're going to talk about some things that's already on the table because I was drawn to a deck that I never brought to the channel. Okay. So we're going to play two songs. The first song is going to be the release, to let go, free of detachments, clouded judgment, whatever, to get your clear discernment and perception and guidance on, right? And the second song is going to be to be receptive to the guidance that is for you, to be protected. And, divination is one of the ways to not only lean on your understanding. I think you guys know what I mean by that. So let's get it. Get into your intuition. Get into your discernment. Take a few deep breaths if you need to. That was interesting. I kind of want to do the receptive energy again. I kept feeling this energy where someone or some of you aren't receptive fully. It's kind of this energy where some of you feel like you've done enough. And that's a dangerous energy to have because what is I've done enough? I mean, when you really evaluate that question, what is enough? If our process is never done, then how do you know when you've done enough? And I know we often say you've done enough for this, this, and that, but it's the discernment. What have I done enough for? See it dancing? Look at the candle. What have I done enough for? It's not, they're giving me this energy of I've done enough. It's not an energy that can be used loosely. If you are feeling as if you've done enough, then identify what areas you've done enough in. Because that feeling in itself is almost this energy of the divine trying to redirect your main focus, your main energy. You know what I'm saying? What you're really harnessing and utilizing at this time. If you feel like you've done enough, then on to the next. You feel me? It's that energy of, I don't know whose song it is, but I'm hearing it. It's when I feel my work is done, then I'll start back at one. I'm sorry. I just heard the part after. He was like, oh, yeah. I'm not to play this game. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen. When I feel my work is done, I'll start back at one. Magician energy, full energy, right? There is no such thing as I've done enough. It's on to the next one. And it's not in a tiresome energy where it's never ending. If you say that you've done enough and you're on to the next one, then what is that? An ending? An ending to a certain cycle, an ending to a certain way of thinking, a certain way of feeling. Whatever that done enough energy is, apply it to what direction it's coming from so that you can move on from that point, right? It's not necessarily about identifying the bigger picture all the time. Sometimes it's the little lessons in itself that gives you the permission. Oftentimes we don't give ourselves the permission to release. So it's this energy of give yourself permission to on to the next, the right things, the right emotions, the right nouns, right? The right spiritual levels, spiritual events. Some of you, it's this energy of if I've evolved enough to I'm hearing clairvoyantly, to clairvoyantly navigate my way through life. Clairvoyant, that's clear vision, clear perspective, clear perception. That's third eye energy, right? On to the next ability, on to the next chapter, on to the next tribe members, on to the next community, on to the next gathering, on to the next soul level of retrieval, right? On to the next. It's not a stagnant energy. I'm gonna say again. No matter how much you slow down, even when it's this energy they're bringing me. You guys, you know how you can manipulate the heart rate, right? You know how you can take something that slows the heart rate down almost to the point where if someone was to feel your pulse, they would feel as if you're dead, right? But the heart never stopped. It's that energy. It's that energy there is even when people counted you out, even when you counted yourself out, even when you say you were on to the next or you've done enough, right? It's this energy of it's still beating, it's still thriving, it's just faint. Now it's time to pump it the fuck up, guys. This is what it feels. It feels like a form of resistance being masked by completion. Wow. I'm going to repeat it again, if I can, because it's gone. An energy of, bring it back, Divine. You can rewind it. On to the next, guys. Let's do this again before I get carried away. Let's go. Receptive. I love it. I felt that, you guys. We had to address the elephant in the room. We had to address the elephant in the room, and now that was addressed, you heard how I sung that beautiful song. Let's go into this guidance. I don't know what we're doing today, but I know where we're starting, okay? As always, tribe, I love y'all. Where we're starting is here. It says quotes to meditate on. There is nothing to trust in seeking happiness from outside. You will only become exhausted from suffering, which is without satisfaction and without end. Let's read it again, guys. There is nothing to trust in seeking happiness from outside. You will only become exhausted from suffering, which is without satisfaction and without end. Let's talk about it. They're bringing me back to what we talked about in receptivity. And that fine line of what you're bringing in, what you're putting out. This is an energy of externalizing too much. Externalizing your happiness too much to the point where it brings about suffering. False sense of satisfaction and the many little perks in life. The reason we experience these ups and downs is because we don't understand that some things are merely just simple, frivolous thrills. It's like chasing the high of life. What is the fine line between personal fulfillment, joy, satisfaction, radiating that God source energy, and wearing a mask? Interesting. What is the difference? And what that mass energy feels like is things, nouns in your life that make you happy. Have you truly identified your own source of happiness, or have you still been masking it in the many rewards of life, in the many soul encounters in life, in the many blessings, and the encounters, the jobs, the aha moments, the epiphanies, the highs, the lows, the dedications, the success, the friendships, the partnerships? You get what I'm saying here? If we are constantly receiving favor from the divine energy, if we're constantly receiving favor, then have we truly identified the difference in personal joy and simply resonating and aligning with the frequency in life that gives you happiness, right? You would say to yourself, well, if I'm receiving happy things in life, if I'm receiving joys and abundance in life, then that means I have it inside, right? But did we remember that we was always born with happiness? We were always born with joy. We were always born with predestined success, right? In many different forms. So if this is something that was always in you, something that was always around you, then have we truly identified that fine line? They're bringing me to the bridge of the heart. The things that we've manifested in life and the things that have always been within us. You know, it's going beyond what we always talk about, the simple shit, right? Which we know to some people ain't the simple shit because they're not even at our level, but moving past that. When we look at ourselves and we look at life from a place of gratitude, a place of each present moment is ever changing. They're taking us deep today, guys. Okay. When we look at life in its simplest form, irregardless of the combination of experience, this energy of we could take our thoughts out of our mind and our emotions, if we could simply stand in our spiritual self, and look at our life, right? They're showing me this image of us seeing our life. Almost like that scene in The Matrix when he went in that room and it was all white, but it turned out to be screens, right? It's this energy of if you could step into a theater and see your life, outside of being in that experience, but merely observing, right? As they say, to be in the present moment is to be observant. Not to be submerged, right? Looking for signs and synchronicities and all this shit, right? To be in the moment is to observe. So if we were able to observe our life and see the ways in which the divine energies, our team, right, shifted and changed and blessed us and assisted us in having the strength to just go on, right? If we could simply see all these things and the way that just being in contact with their energy gives us joy, right? If you're surrounded, think about it, if you're surrounded in a room full of angels, you're in the vibration of divine beings. So you're automatically, it's like a contact, right? Back to that energy of chasing the high. It's like a contact of powerful joy and divine energy. So how many times in our life have we been simply sitting in joy that was in reality external to us? You see what I'm saying? It's that energy of being carried in the times where you were weak. How many times have we been carried in our experience and ignorant to it? Within ourselves, truly unhappy, but so immersed in the energy of the divine assistance we have around us that it was a false sense of joy. This is a part of the awakening experience. This is what they're telling me, guys. A part of the awakening experience. When you feel this energy of the dark night of the soul, it is your divine team holding back some of their power so that you can see what it feels like to stand on your own. Y'all, I'm about to cry. Them times when you like, where are you? Team, where are you? I'm hurting. I'm going through shit. Where are you? Your team is like, we're here. But we have to enable. We cannot enable you in building your strength, right? You know what I mean? If you want to get strong, you got to go lift the weights, right? If you want to be strong, you got to learn how to structure your emotions with logic and wisdom, right? If you want to be powerful, you have to learn how to structure the mind in a go-getter way, right? If you want to be masterful, you have to learn how to align with ascended master energy, right? That magician energy, using all suits, right? If you want to be stable, grounded, complete, you have to figure out how to navigate in this physical world, although you are a multidimensional being, right? The divine is saying at times, we have to put you down so your legs can be strong. They're telling me this energy where, think about it, feel it, embrace that moment. It's this energy of if you can go back and be in that room, put yourself in that experience, right? If you can do that, and they're telling me, stop saying if you can do that. It's you can do that. They're telling you to do that. Actually, they're saying put yourself. It's this energy of allow your imagination to wander. What is your imagination? Your creative energy, your source energy, your power, right? Put yourself in your power. Exit the matrix. That room is exiting the matrix. Put yourself in that room and allow yourself to observe your reality although you're still in it. And identify the times when you had to walk and the times when you were carried. I feel this energy where you will find so much peace and gratitude and comfort and willpower to go the fuck forward, to ascend, to reach deeper levels and higher levels of yourself. That bridge, able to cross back and forth. We talked about this. Guys, you're on a high frequency. Our community is on a high frequency. I love y'all. The divine is telling you this is a time of observance. When we say be present, understand that this is one of the things I've been meaning to tell y'all guys. I'm doing like daily updates and stuff on Instagram, so I'll probably put the link in there if I can. But get me back to the conversation I was at. They're bringing me back, guys. Hold on. Sometimes when I'm speaking, air to the fire, it goes. You know what I'm saying? In reference to my chart and my main. Anyways, y'all, let me get back to it. Okay, so what I pretty much said is I'm not even good at quoting myself. Wow. People call the present a gift. But what is the present moment, guys? The present moment is your life in itself. There would be no present moment if you didn't have life. There would be no present moment if, you know, the present moment is your life, guys. That's the gift. Which means every moment in your life is a gift, you know? It's this energy of no matter what. It's this energy of stop chasing the gift. Stop looking for the gift. Stop looking for that blissful present moment euphoria, energy. Do we experience these, especially as divine beings? Yes. But understand that energy is in every moment because you have life. There are souls who want a vessel, but their consciousness is not ready to take on this form. You don't just get a vessel that functions properly just because you're a soul. You get it because you're cut out for this experience. You get your vessel because you're cut out for the experience that you're entering. There's souls that go to bodies that don't function what we say normally, right? And what a lot of us don't know is those bodies clear more karma than we could. In a year, they clear more karma than we could in 2 years, right? For example, even though it's far more sped up than that. You look at the difference in our life and that life. Let me not get into that. It's a whole nother conversation. What I'm saying is, they're bringing me to a song that we sung when I was a kid in the choir. And, it talks about, gratitude. Eyes to see, ears to talk. Eyes to see, ears to hear, a will to talk, and legs to walk. All these blessings come from the divine. Eyes to see, ears to hear, a will to talk, and legs to walk. All these blessings come from the divine. Simple shit we take for granted. But if you have the ability to function in the way life is set up today, especially as a divine being, it stops every time I point at it. Then you need to find the gratitude in that. No matter what the fuck life has to offer you in that moment, it's just a moment that will pass. Gratitude, and there wouldn't be a moment if there wasn't life. My life is the gift. Not the moment that's ever changing. The whole Experience in itself is the gift. I am the gift. This is why I am gifted. Wow. The future hasn't got here yet because it's in the seeds of today. The future hasn't got here today yet because it is here. What is time? What is today? What is tomorrow? What is next year? These are all terms that we, technically as human beings, have given in order to control what we call our reality, when in reality, there is no time. There is no season. There is no day. There is no year. There is no minute of no hour. Only life. Only the images that are projected, as we call eyes to see, ears to hear, legs to talk, will to... I'm done. Y'all know where I'm coming from over here. It's the unconscious. I'm feeding from spirit. So let's go on. Essentially, step out of the past. Step out of the future. Because all of that shit is in today. According to what you're holding on to today. There is no yesterday. There is no tomorrow. Unless there is a today. So what is in your today? What is in your emotions of today? What is in your thoughts of today? What is in your actions of today? Because ultimately, if you have a tomorrow, what we call tomorrow, that tomorrow is today. And this today is tomorrow. This tomorrow is yesterday. How many times do you wake up and it don't even feel like it's a new day? Why? Because we gave that shit a new day. What it is simply more experience. It's like that energy of when you get out of school and it's like you start your job. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit. I'd almost rather have school, right? There's no going back. Now you adapt. Eventually, you'll get done with jobs and you'll start a career and chase your soul path. Find out who the fuck you are, right? Wow. And then when you go from that, you know, when you believe in yourself and have dedication and determination to create your tomorrow from today, your today, right? Eventually, when you do that, then you get to the point where everything turns out the way that you saw it. What you perceive to be your future turns out to be exactly what you envisioned today. Right? What you envision today turns out to be your future. Why? Because it's all at the same time. Why is it all at the same time? Because divine don't go by time. That's from the vessel, not of the spirit. Spirit say what you conceive today is already in tomorrow, because tomorrow is today. You pulled that desire out of your already having, right? You pulled this alignment. What is alignment? You being pulled to something that already exists. Therefore, you simply allowed yourself to enter that next experience. You couldn't control when it got here. Why? Because it's already here. It just took you stepping out of the worldly perspective to actually bring it into the world. This is why manifestation requires a level of detachment, because you can't pull it in yourself if it's already here. That's a false sense of entitlement I'm hearing. Wow. That's a false sense of entitlement. All we really can do is be here and know. We either know or we don't know. What we don't know, we don't align to. What we do know, we align to. When you break everything down to its simplest form, life is so fucking simple. Life is what? Living. Anything that is not living is dead. Therefore, what? It is not life. And what is life? Existing. So what is death? I don't know if we're going to get into it in this video, but listen, the bottom of the deck here, no, we ain't going there yet. The bottom of the deck to this card here. If I truly believe it, I can create it. And when you look at this compared to externalizing, right? To create is to internalize and bring forth, right? It's back to that fine line. What's coming out, what's coming in. They got my ear going crazy. I get this feeling that a lot of people will understand this. Know the difference in when you're walking. Know the difference in when you're being carried. Know the difference in when you're aligning and the difference in when you're creating. Know the difference in who you are, who you were, and who you're becoming. Because they all exist. They're bringing me to a thought I had the other day, If we think about a world of endless possibilities, and we remember that in every moment, then we remember that in every second there's an infinite amount of possibilities coming from that one moment. So when we go so deep into the future, it's almost like, for what? So we can pull out the moment we want to align to, knowing that no matter what moment we align to in the future, we still have to bring it about today. Don't take life so serious, or you're going to have a serious ass life. That's what they're telling me. Number 20 here. It's a lot of new on a new path. I don't know. Thank you. It's a lot of new on a new path. This image brings me back to a thought I had the other day, when we perceive a lot of chaos, but in reality, it's just beauty. It's this energy of, what is it? It's just beautiful. I remember explaining something, a way of thinking to one of the ways I think to my pops. And I explained it to him like, we come into this world as a puzzle that is already put together, right? And in coming out, of the spiritual space into this world, right? Birth, right? We come out as this puzzle. And in that process, it's, and even the process of being created, that the puzzle is put into the vessel, right? The soul has to decrease its vibration to come into this experience, right? It also cannot take the full capacity of the soul. This is how we have the internal soul and the oversoul. So if it can't take the full capacity, and the soul that's put into the vessel has to decrease its vibration to take on this experience, right? And then raise its vibration. This is why we have to raise our vibration, raise our consciousness, come into awareness of the things we already know, right? The puzzle, the pieces we already possess. In this process, I guess a better way of explaining it is kind of like a collage. We come into this as a complete picture. I think this is the way I explained it. We come into it as a complete picture. It's shredded up in the process of life, and then what? So many of us focus on trying to put the puzzle or the picture back together the way it's supposed to be, when in reality, it's meant to be a beautiful collage. It's meant to be abstract art. What is abstract art? That is the very essence of experience. It's not really definable, although it's definable. Same as love. It's undefinable, although it's explainable in a way. You know what I mean? It's these contradictions. It's these starbursts of life, right? These juicy contradictions. That's the reality we live in. That's the play that we're in. This is supposed to be like a stage, guys, in my imagination. This is like the stairs to a stage. This is like, backstage, and then this is the curtain. And, it's like when you get on the other side of the curtain, when the curtain is open, it's time to show better than you can tell. It's time to show the world your greatness better than you can tell them. And what the bottom says is you have this. You got this. You know what I mean? You got this. 20, 31, 29. Wow, divinity. It feels right to everything within, so let it. This message, your life, your divinity, the ways in which you're evolving, the information that you're able to process on so many different levels, from so many different elements in life, from so many different nouns in life. Give yourself your credit and give the divine your credit and move forward. I can't even say that word, so I'm not even going to mess it up, but I heard it, okay? High Priestess energy with this too. Embrace your water qualities. It's your divinity. Put your all into it and get it back tenfold. Just believe. If I truly believe it, I can create it. Put your all into it and get it back tenfold. Just believe. Happy looks good and feels best. Happy looks and feels best on everyone. Embrace it. Y'all just be happy. Just let life be life, no matter what the fuck. What can we change in the second that just passed? What can we change in the second that's coming up? And how often do we need to release ourselves from the thought of seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, years, separation, everything? And just remember that every time I have breath in my body, I was blessed. No matter what. I'm only as blessed as my awareness of my blessings, right? I'm only as blessed as my awareness of my blessings. If I'm not in a place of gratitude, simply having gratitude is a place of awareness of your blessings. Why? Because you're grateful. 3737 was on the clock. That's a 10. Listen. I don't know, guys. It's just that energy of live and let live. What's that? Hakuna Matata. I just felt let the lower vibrations go. It's possible, guys. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Period. What do you envision for yourself? Okay, what do we say? Envision? What is a vision? Something that's already, it's you seeing what's already done. Envision. Internal. Wow. What you see for yourself, perceivably good or bad, is the infinite possibility that you're aligning to. I don't know. There's something about the ways in which you align to these infinite possibilities and detach from certain infinite possibilities. You know what I mean? It's something about the way that you're present and the times that you're carried and the times that you're walking that helps you truly identify moving forward. Benefits in your experience. Believe in yourself. For that's the place to start. All right, I love y'all. Y'all have a great one. I love y'all so much.